Hi, everyone, back from break. I have been banned from aisle 4 of this Publix supermarket. I'll explain why in a few minutes, and I'll explain what it has to do with today's topic, the software of the soul. We just previously talked about how we are all connected in silence, in higher consciousness, in infinite possibilities, in what many people call spirit. We're all connected, but we are still individuals. Why? Because we all choose our own possibilities from the field of infinite possibilities. Those choices make us individuals. And that individuality we generally call our soul. Soul is an individual expression of spirit. So we're connected, but we're still individuals. Think of it this way. If we go to the Publix I was just talking about, you're going there to pick up something for dinner, and I'm going there to pick up something for dinner. We're both part and connected to the infinite possibilities of Publix. But you go to the seafood aisle and you choose some fresh salmon. You go to produce, maybe you want a nice salad or fresh steamed broccoli with your meal. And I go to aisle 4 and pick up a big box of Godiva chocolates for dinner. We're both connected to the infinite possibilities of Publix, and yet we both chose different possibilities. Now, we may think our choices are free, that we pretty much every day we make decisions on the spot and we think it through and we do whatever we're going to do. But the reality is, majority of our daily choices, our daily routines, are based on habits and just conditioning that we've acquired over the years. It's sort of like an operating system. These habits run our daily lives pretty much on autopilot without us thinking about it or doing anything other than what we've always done in the past. Some of these habits serve us very well. It may be an efficient way to drive to work to avoid traffic, or it could be better food choices like salmon and fresh broccoli. But some of our habits and choices do not serve us well, like a big box of Godiva chocolates for dinner. So Chopra calls this operating system the software of the soul, because it's sort of like software on a computer. The good news is primordial sound meditation will help us to reprogram the habits in the software that does not serve us well. But before we get to that, let's talk about how the software works. The software is filled with choices, essentially. The choices that we make throughout the day are all based on past actions. In Sanskrit, we call this karma. Now, these past actions create unique memories. Memories in Sanskrit are known as sanskara. These memories create desire to repeat the experience. They create a desire in Sanskrit known as vasanas. And these desires prompt us to take future actions. It's a cycle, right? Actions, memories, desires, action again. And it repeats and it repeats and it repeats. Now, it's a cycle that can be reprogrammed, but we have to know how to do it first. So back to Publix. A number of years ago, my wife bought me a large box of Godiva chocolates on Valentine's Day. And when I opened that box of chocolates thinking, oh, I'll eat 2 or 3 now, before I knew it, I'd finished the box in one day. I do most of the shopping and cooking for our house. And about a week later, I found myself at Publix and I was walking up and down the aisles, and I happened to be down aisle 4. And at the far end of the aisle, on the right side, top shelf, I saw the Godiva chocolates. So I bought another box. I had had such a great memory and desire for those chocolates again. And so, sure enough, within a day or so, those chocolates were all gone. This went on for a period of a couple months where every week I was buying Godiva chocolates and consuming them very quickly. Obviously, this was not a behavior that served me well. So, how do you break these habits that don't serve us so well? Think of it this way: thoughts, memories, desires all reside in the thinking mind. Primordial sound meditation takes us beyond the limitations of the thinking mind and brings us to where? Brings us to infinite possibilities. The more time we spend in infinite possibilities, we bring back a little bit of that into our active daily lives. So meditation, the more time we spend in meditation, the more time we go to the gap, the more time we are immersed in infinite possibilities, the more of that we bring back into our active daily lives. And over time, we start becoming consciously aware of the decisions that we're making. And what happens is we recognize those decisions that are not serving us well, and it will help us to make conscious choices that are better for our body, for our mind, for our life overall. So the cycle can be broken, and meditation can help. Now, there's a technique that Chopra taught us known as witnessing awareness. This technique will help you become more aware of the decisions you're making. The first step is called observe. Take your daily decisions out of autopilot, take them out of the unconscious, bring them to your conscious mind. Every choice that you're making throughout the day. Now, obviously, you can't do this all day long for the rest of your life, but especially those choices that might be a bit questionable. Is this really good for me or not good for me? Focus on those decisions consciously, observe them, reflect, and ask yourself, what are the consequences of this decision? Does it bring happiness or fulfillment for myself or for other people that it may affect? Tune in to your inner wisdom. Your body mind sends signals all the time to us about what brings comfort or discomfort to it. Pay attention to these sensations, whether in your heart or in your gut or elsewhere, and use those sensations and your observations to make better decisions. Back to aisle 4. I track my weight and my waistline for several years. I've been doing it, and I use the Publix supermarket scale that's out in the front lobby. At first of every month, I weigh and I also measure my waistline. Well, during that 2 months, I noticed a rapid increase in weight and at least another inch on my waistline in 2 months' time. And I asked myself, well, what could be causing this? I knew Godiva chocolates. So when I went into the store after weighing, I was walking down the main aisle, and as I approached aisle 4, even though that shopping cart wanted to turn left, I refused to go down that aisle because I knew through observation, the weight gain, the waistline, and I knew through my questioning, this was not serving me well in the long run. Might make me happy in the short run, but not in the long run. I tuned in, and my body was saying, no more chocolates right now. So I banned myself from aisle 4. Banned myself, no matter how much I may want to walk down aisle 4, I won't do it. So what's all this mean? Well, one takeaway is that consistent meditation will lead to better life choices. The more time you spend in the gap, in infinite possibilities, the more you bring back into your active daily life. You will develop conscious awareness and start being able to make conscious choices about what is best for you and your body and your life. And in the process, you'll rewrite the software of the soul. Namaste.